Hello, math students. Today we're going to be talking about algebra, linear functions. This is chapter 9, and the section we're talking about today is functions, which is 9-2. First, we've got some vocab to take care of. A function is a relationship that assigns exactly one output value for each input value. What that means is, and this machine down here at the bottom is called a function machine. It shows if you put one number in, like in this case we put a 15 into this machine, the machine is set up to do a plus -4. So every time it'll do a plus -4 to whatever input value you put in. So if you put a 15 in, your output, your answer over here would be an 11. So every time you have a function, if you put a number in, you'll only get one answer out. There's only one available answer for that particular input function. And that's what a function means, is exactly one answer for one output for every input value. So if you put one number in, you only get one answer. There's not two different answers for that particular input value. How we read and write a function is we use this f of x, this f parentheses x. This is not a multiplication. This is showing that f means that it's a function, and x just shows that that's the variable that's used in the equation or in that function. So the parentheses don't mean multiplication here. It's not f times x, it's f of x, or x is a function of this particular problem. Okay, so x is the variable that's used. You'll see how this looks in a couple of the examples. The domain, we've had this vocab word before. Domain means all of those numbers that you're putting into the function, okay, the input values. The range are all of those output values, the numbers that we get out, or the answers that we get out of the function. So if we're talking domain and range, these numbers down here would be our domains, the numbers we put in, and over here we would have our range values, the output values, okay? A function table, that's a place where we put all of our values. We organize the input, the output, and the function rule, and then we're also going to organize our ordered pairs into a function table, and you'll see that again in one of the examples today. So a function table is where we organize the information. Some keywords there: input, output, and organize. We have 3 examples to look at today. Here's our first 2 examples. Again, pause the video, copy these down, make sure that you listen for the explanation. Don't just watch the video, don't just copy it from a neighbor. You need to actually listen to the explanations. So our first example, f of a, I kind of used that just to kind of reinforce that it's not a multiplication. It's not f times a. This is just showing that it's example A. So our problem is find f of 4 if f of x, and here's our function, equals x minus 8. So what that means is we're going to do a pure substitution here. Wherever you find x in the problem, you're going to put a 4 because we're finding f of 4. So f of 4 would equal 4 minus 8. So you take the x out, you're removing it, and you're putting a 4 in its place. So now when we go through and solve this, this is like 4 minus 8, or 4 plus -8, which equals -4. So f of 4 is -4. So when you input a 4 into this function or into this machine, your output would be a -4. In the next example, example B, okay, our function f of x is 3x plus 4. That's the rule that we're looking at, the function rule. And the value that we're looking for is f of -6. That means wherever there's an x in the equation, we're going to replace that x with a -6. So f of -6 equals 3. And I'm just going to change the color on this. So I'm taking out that x value and I'm putting a -6 in its place. Now we just follow the order of operations, and we're going to do the multiplication first. 3 times -6 is -18. And -18 plus a +4 is -14. So if we input a -6 into this equation, our output is -14. That's the domain and the range.